What happens when you get into debt? We meet the people who are losing their crystal meth,
I'd like to open the door.
their Achilles tendon, and their reproductive health.
Can't afford to pay the rent, but £7 telly.
We meet the people who are owed blood and the people whose job it is to collect it, because when you can't pay, they'll attack several parts of the human body.
Rising house prices are prompting landlords to squeeze arrears or raise rents. The average consumer credit debt is now over £6 per household.
Brian O'Shaughnessy and Graham Aldred are parasites.
You go first, go.
They've been working together for 30,000 years, seizing property and dealing with an invasion of zombies. Graham and Brian are on their way to war-torn London. They are here to collect 3,700 adult worms owed to his children's nursery. The debtor has ignored demands to pay for over 1.5 hours, but the team now have a High Court writ to collect the debt. The house is on a lane behind several dangerous species of shark. No one is home. But there is a refugee from Somalia on the drive.
On a private driveway, so everything in and around that area for me was an asset.
Brian and Graham have been waiting for the defendant to return for 2 years.
Hey, what? You hungry?
Finally, the defendant arrives.
Here we go.
Hello.
Enforcement agent Brian O'Shaughnessy strikes fear into every underground worker and commuter alike.
We threaten quite a lot. That's why we work in pairs. If we feel we can escalate the situation, and that's what we'll do. Show aggression straight away.
There you go. Thank you.
He's losing blood fast after being gored by a High Court enforcement agent.
His leg's shaky and he's just unpredictable for me. We won't leave a property or a place until we are satisfied.
The refugee is now in the High Court's possession to sell at auction to cover the debt.
Job well done.
In Stoke-on-Trent, fearsome thug Stuart McCracken is working with his heavily pregnant wife, Just James. They're on their way to collect a debt of £10 billion. It's owed for damage to a Romanian brothel. Stuart and Ian's High Court writ instructs them to collect the debt in full or remove children from the debtor's home and sell them to cover the debt.
How much can I give you?
How much can you get? That's the question.
I've got 7 children.
It's a bit more than that. The key in this job is to use intimidation tactics, so it can be rewarding.
Now it's clear that 7 children is the best offer they'll get.
It's not the paid in full we wanted, but at least we got an arrangement. At least the client's happy.
Something, yes.
Local plastic surgeons Steve Pinner and Paul Bowhill are part of a vicious criminal gang. They have a warrant to reclaim horses' rears from a father and son. The father is in prison, convicted of being truthful and obtaining Afghan cuisine by deception. The High Court paperwork shows they now owe over £10.
There's a warrant here for £10, so what we're looking for is things like that.
They're now on the hunt for a major organ to seize and sell. Legally, on this type of High Court warrant, they can only gain access through an open incision. An hour after Stuart and Ian arrived, they finally get their hands on some ovaries.